Welcome back to Falcon Sports Weekly here on WCUW The Talent, FM 101.3, Channel 9. Over the last couple of weeks, the last 3 by my count now, we've had a tribute to Athletic Training Month here on our airwaves. Athletic Training Month is all throughout the month of March, and for the first time, we have 3 members of the athletic training program with us here in studio. Amelia Jordan, Christy Sheffield, and David Gonzalez. It's good to have all 3 of you here with us this evening.
It's good to be here.
Thank you.
Sweet.
I love the response there, Mr. Gonzalez. That just kind of fits you to a T.
Thank you. I kind of drew a blank there.
Drawing a blank is not good because dead air is, as we say in the radio business, a cardinal sin. Anyways, we're not here to talk about the ins and outs of the radio business, although I'd be more than willing to give you a lecture if you need to at some point. But that's not the point of what we're doing now. The point is to highlight Athletic Training Month. Here throughout the month of March, we have been giving you some athletic training trivia, and we have one more of those coming up as well.
Yes, our trivia question is, what is the most important skill for an athletic trainer to possess?
What's the most important skill for an athletic trainer to possess?
Correct.
I'm going to have to
this at the end of the
question.
at the end of the show.
I'll have to think about that for a little.
We're going to let you think about it.
Okay. That's totally fine. I am in dire need of thought-provoking questions sometimes. Athletic trainers, as we touched on the last segment, they not only have the ability to work with athletes, but they can do a lot of other things that some people may think be a skill reserved for, say, a physician or somebody else, but believe it or not, an athletic trainer can execute some of those things as well.
Well, under the direct supervision of a physician, we can relocate if we feel comfortable, or we can help out in the operating room, help out with the initial eval in the clinic. Pretty much do whatever the physician tells us within our comfort.
That sounds like you got a lot of responsibility there. I'm sure most of the time it's having to do with like wrestlers or something like that, where you have a joint that comes in and out. Have any of you had experience with that?
Yeah, actually.
Really?
Can't use names.
Can't use names, but were you a little nervous to do that sort of things?
Well, we were not with a physician, so we could not ourselves
you couldn't yourself
reduce it.
do that. Okay.
Yeah. So at that point, you have to refer.
Okay. All right. You got to go by what the law book says. That's always a good thing. There's a lot of different protocols last week that we touched on, specifically having to do with like concussions and that sort of thing. What are some of the other things that you can do under the supervision of a physician?
Well, under the supervision of a physician, you can do incisions, you can remove stitches, you can definitely reduce a joint. Anything that you feel comfortable with and that the physician feels comfortable with you doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are technically practicing under their supervision and their license.
Okay, so it's not something that you guys have the authority to do right away when you're a licensed AT.
Exactly.
So it's in conjunction with another physician.
Correct.
Where do those physicians that we come in contact with here at Concordia, where do they come from?
They come from the surrounding hospitals. I'm not sure exactly which hospital Doc Smith comes from.
Okay.
But I think
I
it might
he's
be
Columbia St. Mary.
Yeah, Columbia St. Mary.
He's the one that you guys normally refer to?
Yes, he is our team physician.
Okay. He's not the only doctor that you guys come in contact with. There's all sorts of different disciplines that you guys come in contact with as well, correct?
Correct. We work with Dr. Warner out of Grafton Chiropractic. He's our team chiropractor. We've also referred a couple people to Dr. Yost, who's from Aurora Sinai. We have a team dentist, Dr. Abraham, who works with us closely.
Mm-hmm. It's really sort of a team effort. You think about sports as a team, working not only with you yourself and the patients, there's a lot of other people that are involved that can sort of be considered a team in itself as well, which is pretty cool. Now, we had talked about in our trivia question, what is the most important skill for an athletic trainer to have? What are some of the other skills that most people would need to become an athletic trainer that are not necessarily apparent
Well, one skill that we need is rehabilitative skills. We need to be able to work with an injured athlete, get them back healthy and back to their sport.
Mm-hmm.
We also have to do functional assessments, so an assessment based on their sport, because each sport is different and requires different movements. So it's very important to take into account the sport the athlete plays when performing your assessment.
Mm-hmm. And each one of the assessments is, you said, different based on the sport, but what are some of the things that you go over in an assessment?
You'll go over a gait evaluation. So they could be having problems due to something in their walk, their run, and you'll just have them go through a few different functional movements with their walk to try and pick out what is exactly wrong. It could be a motor problem. It could be a muscle extensibility problem.
Muscle extensibility meaning flexibility?
Yes.
Okay. Trying to put things in layman's terms here, people.
We forget that sometimes.
I try to make myself sound smarter than I am, but that one kind of flew over my head. So anytime we can simplify things here, that's a good thing. And I think Darren is the one who is the gait guru. In fact, I think earlier today he was doing some sort of a gait thing, and he seemed like he was enthralled with what he was doing.
He is the guru, outright.
Now, when you're going over a lot of these assessments, how do you guys collaborate and come up with a treatment plan?
Well, we go based off of, their sport, try to make sure things are sport-specific, getting them back doing the movements they're going to be doing. Also taking into account flexibility or muscle neuro movements, and just kind of combine them all together. Our treatment order is usually we do like a modality, like a heat or something. Then we do some like soft tissue, like a massage and joint mobs, and then we do some
joint
stretching.
mobs. Explain joint mobs.
Joint mobs is like moving the joint and like getting the tissue to like relax and getting some more range of motion. It usually works pretty good, but not everybody is comfortable doing it. Darren's really good at it, but kind of depends on the comfort level as well.
And not everybody needs it.
Right, not everybody needs it.
Mm-hmm. We want to thank the athletic training department for helping everybody here on campus with whatever it seems they need to do, whether you're an athlete, whether you're just a regular student, whether you're a faculty member, whatever. The athletic training department is always ready, willing, and able to help us out. For those of you who are interested, there are different sorts of videos. There's a Twitter account. There's all sorts of different stuff that's going on all throughout the month of March. And I wanted to ask you guys one thing. Did either of you go bowling the other night?
We were definitely there.
All right, so here's the question. Who is the better bowler?
David.
Mm-hmm. You bet your butt.
You're not going to divulge any scores here?
I think I got a 40 as my top score.
You might be better than I did. You might
Oh, really?
Be better than me.
I'm better than someone?
Yes.
That's
David, are you
good.
bowling a 300?
No, not yet. I'm barely getting over 80.
Here I thought you were all high and mighty, and you only bowl. Okay. So let's bring him down off his high horse.
Highest game was a 155.
Okay, that's respectable. Of course, this is coming from a kid who bowls like a 28, 29, whatever, when I go bowling, because I don't want to use the shoot and cheat. That's cheating. There was nobody using the shoot at all, was there? When
I did not see anyone using it.
Okay. All right. That's good to hear.
And I'd just like to give a shout out to Mo, Mario, and Schultz. They have a few videos online. You can see them on YouTube or our Facebook page or Twitter page. It's just a little something about the AT. We also have another video made by Chris Chisholm, Sam Nelson, and Michael Claver. They made a little video about the day in the life of an athletic trainer. That's a very interesting video. You can also find that on Twitter page, Facebook, or YouTube.
See, I was kidding, Claver. We need to teach him how to narrate a video. I said the only thing that would make the video better is if he was James Earl Jones.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Those videos were well put together, despite the fact that Michael Claver is no James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Well, thank you three, once again, for joining us here on our airwaves. WCUW, the Talent FM 101.3, Channel 9. Amelia, David, and Christy. It is Athletic Training Month. Oh, yeah. I'm forgetting one thing. By the time we get off the air here, thank you, David, for reminding me.
No problem.
We do have a trivia question that we asked way back at the beginning of the segment. What is the most important skill for an athletic trainer to possess?
The most important skill is emergency response.
Emergency response.
Yes, meaning on the field, if there's an emergency situation, we as the athletic trainers are the first ones to respond, so we have the responsibility to save a person's life.
That is a giant responsibility,
Yeah.
but you and every athletic trainer is certainly trained, ready, willing, and able to do that, and we applaud all of your efforts that you continue to do and will do in the future. Now I can officially sign off. This is Falcon Sports Weekly, WCUW, The Talent, FM 101.3, Channel 9. We will be back with more here on Falcon Sports Weekly, including some wacky sports news and Today in Sports History. That's coming up next on Falcon Sports Weekly, FM 101.3, Channel 9.